So this right here, geez, man, there's no off button. No matter how many times I click it, it's never gonna be LED off. See, Prague change, LED off. I can hit all these stupid buttons. Yeah, every stupid fucking button, it doesn't go off, so it's blinding. It's very bright. So we're doing, I'm talking to my camera. You can't, can you see it? Yeah, you can kind of see it. So I'm doing like a bunch of like music crap tonight. I got like keyboard, microphone. This thing, you can't hear it, but yep.
Well, the rating unit is held in here.
Yeah, I know, but that wouldn't work against castles.
Also, the defensive unit and the aggressive unit.
Yeah, true. It's everything.
What could your minions do? Hell, yes.
Okay. Well, Bush comes in from Tato again. Two-handed swordsmen are heading over that way. I'll be curious to see how this goes.
Is that happy mocha? Nope, thank you. Welcome, enjoy. Easy. No sugar. I hate when things are like no sugar.
This is a, I can't tell if this is a civilian car. It's probably a cop, but a civilian also. Like undercover, maybe. Ah, yes. The traffic court vlog episode. Audit the police. Film everything. It says police entrance. It's kind of a nice building. Troy Police. The city. Yeah, fucking tickets. It's a nice church too.
I think I got all of the dial.
No food or drink. Dun dun dun. Bum 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 bum. It was not empty. Not even close. That was a full cup of tea that I just had to. I should have known. I mean, I kind of did know. I know you can't film, but all right, let's get online. All right, so I left traffic court early because I was not the one that had traffic court. Today it was my friend. Hang on, I'll clean the camera in a second. Today is September 28th, 2022. We are going to be live in a moment. Well, we are live now, but we're going to be live from Albany's Rural Cemetery in Minneans, New York. And, oh shit, wow, there is a whole entire, literally an entire fucking procession, like, and it's not just them, there's a bunch more. Holy fuck, man, I've never seen this many cars here. That's not true. I've seen one other time that I've seen this many cars, but very, very rarely do I see this many cars here. So anyways, I left traffic court early because my parking was about to expire. I only had 2 hours parking, and like, of course it was gonna take more than that. So yeah, I bailed. And my friend also had to move her car because she only had an hour and a half parking. And so hopefully she gets back safe because it's her ticket. But, you know, it was exactly what I told her it would be. It's a bunch of disorganized bullshit. Everyone just packs in a room. It smells like fucking cigarettes, booze, and a bunch of retarded BO. It's fucking terrible. And then what ends up happening is the guy says to you, and he said it exactly the way that I thought he would do it. $150 parking, no problem. I'm sorry, come again? Yeah, $150 sign here, please. If you want to take it. Yeah, $150. And then you plead down to that, and then there's no points on the license. And so then it reduces it from a moving violation of speeding, which is points on the license and like a $300 or $400 fine or some bullshit, down to a $150 fine for parking. Because they don't give a fuck. Like, they just want your money, dude. Like, they do not care in the slightest about, you know, adjudicating and litigating and proving in court that you're guilty. You know, if my friend really wanted to take all the time off of her work to save $150, the time that she's taking off of work is going to cost her $150, and they fucking know that. Now me, I'm unemployed. I'd have fought that shit every fucking moment. I'm sorry, when was the last time you calibrated your radar? How did you track me? Did the officers show up on time? Was the lights in order? Blah, blah, blah. You know, but, you know, and then I'd still probably end up getting found guilty. You have to pay $400 fucking dollars. That's kind of the biggest meme. So, the county attorney is just some fucking fat guy with glasses who sits there in a ill-fitted suit, dressed down, casual, white top, you know, babbling at you. And it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit so that, you know, fucking little piggies can oink, 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 cop-splain at you about whatever fucking bullshit that they're gonna fucking bullshit you about. Because it's bullshit. It's always bullshit. Anyways, we come live today from Albany's Rural Cemetery in Manans, New York. And today we are going to have a limited time to record based on the 30% battery that I have, because I spent a lot of it just kind of sitting in court being bored, if I'm honest. And, you know, but that'll be okay. That's a good enough amount of time for me to wander about and smoke some weed and kind of just do nothing and just relax. And it's really all I want to do with my day. I don't really want to do anything. My big plans for today later on, if I roll the windows all the way up, in case if it rains, my big plans today are to watch the grand finals of Valhalla, the tournament for Age of Empires 2, and it's going to be between Running, I don't know anything about him or where he's from, and Yo, a Chinese player. So that'll hopefully be kind of fun. And, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I guess we'll be back when there's something interesting to talk about. The psychological horror intensifies, right? You get a little bit of peace, right? It moves just out of bounds. You can still hear it, you know where the man is. But now, taking precedence is the sound of the sirens whizzing to whatever fucking emergency that you're absolutely not part of. But you have to imagine how powerful it would be if you could see the people that were forced to move out of the way like a river of blood and metal, to bow down to the kingsmen, and whoever is dying is king, and everyone else must suffer. Because if you don't suffer under their mismanagement as like social punishment and traumatization, right? Like, oh, get the fuck out of the way. But let's just traumatize all the autistic people. They don't care about that. They don't care about the wildlife that's disrupted, especially if it's at night. They don't care. If you're just trying to be a deer, like POV, you're just trying to be a deer crossing the highway. But like, first of all, the highway is the most horrible thing that you've ever heard of, and you actually like can't make really a decision, and you actually don't really have a concept of what light is when it is at night. They're just, why would it exist in your biological like repertoire of things that you should know that nature can do? Name one other light producing animal at night. Name one. I can name two. They have to be terrestrial. I don't care about underwater because deers aren't underwater. I can think of one, and I'll tell you, they have nothing to do with traffic. Right? I can think of just one. No, two. I can think of bioluminescent fungus and also fireflies. I'm probably missing some. There's probably like others, but it certainly isn't anything as when compared to whatever it is, the electricity or fire, I suppose, or you know, like the closest thing to what we have harnessed is lightning. That's the next closest thing. Like, there's cataclysmic events, so to speak, that are similar to what humans are. But, like, does that mean that humans are a cataclysmic event? Well, I would certainly argue that we're at least the lifting of the veil. I mean, we're a revelation of truth upon this world that is just, like, the nature of the universe is going to express itself. Unfortunately, it seems like culturally it's against the nature and against the foundational backbones of what is important to keep life thriving and to value that. And the more disvalued life for selfish means that are perpetrated against the earth, especially in aggregate, the worse everything will become long term, right? Like, I understand that the scale of the universe isn't really affected by them just mowing just this area, right? It really isn't that. But I also understand that if every single one of these places stopped mowing, it probably still wouldn't really make a difference. But you know what? There may be 100,000 more butterflies, and you know what? That might make a difference. What it makes a difference of, I couldn't really tell you, but I know that genociding all the different life and only accepting humans as supreme is really terrifying, man. Like it isn't just about race supremacy. It's about like species supremacy. Just the supremacy in general is like the fact that you think that you could own people and that's something that you would die and actually have a flag next to you. Right? That core belief. There's a reason we fucking fought against these people, right? I don't personally really care to like spit on his grave or anything. I just look at the flag and I think to myself like, yeah, you know what? That's what he was fighting for, you know? And who knows what his personal beliefs are? I don't care, because the country itself, right, was a different country, right? The Mason-Dixon line was not a fucking joke, like, and I'm not really sure exactly where the lines broke when World War America, the Civil War broke out, and you know, the people who are here, the history of it is very European, and it's just like the same kind of shit that was going on in England just kind of started happening here. We're two different countries, that much has become clear to me. The fact that we have a dollar uniting us is kind of no different than Europe has the euro. And you know what, if the euro fails, so does the dollar at this point. And if the dollar fails, so does the euro at this point. It's kind of just like the two things can have pieces of them kind of break away violently. Right, like imagine Texas, like POV, you're Texas. But now, Texas is doing what the Ukraine is doing, and people are like, oh, what? Like they don't have like a precedent in their mind for what that would look like if Texas really tried to secede. And all of a sudden, Florida was like, bro, unironically same. And it isn't just like the governor saying, bro, unironically same. It's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of men marching, doing this, ready for war. Right? It doesn't matter what the women are tweeting about because the men took the internet off. Right? It doesn't matter what the electronic billboard blinking at you saying because the highway's closed down and they have fucking fighter jets. Right? We'll be lucky if it doesn't go nuclear. And the question will become, what will the wars be fought over? And what will be the outcomes? But we're definitely heading towards a war. I mean, there's no question about it. And it sucks because, like, they pushed it on these lines that are like so sacred and important that they force you to fight for them, but then they don't allow you to fight for those rights. For example, psychedelics being lawful. Like, you should have to have a license probably to prescribe them. That's about it. That should be the only restriction as far as I'm concerned, right? Now, do we let social workers prescribe psychedelic mushrooms? Maybe. I think this system would be like, oh no. Excuse me, those are Schedule 1 narcotics, right? And that's a real problem, right? So I think something like that, but certainly the ownership of people, right? Like the unequivocal ownership of people. Like the fact that you could go to court and have the Dred Scott decision, that is a really strange place to find this plant. This is, I believe, white snake root. And this is a milkweed pod about to crack. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We'll keep it dry a little bit more. It's trying to keep dry just through this rainstorm, you know. This one's already open. These seeds are ready to be spread. I'm not going to take it because I'm too stoned and I wouldn't know what to do with it even if I took it. But I'll tell you, it'd be better than if it landed here. I mean, some of them certainly need to get to land, and so I'm going to give it a couple more weeks here to seed out. Shit, it's really raining. Let's go find somewhere where I can record better and I'm not getting completely poured on, because as you can see, the horror story of today continues. It's a horror genre, right? It keeps escalating. Like, just when the siren goes away and the mowing guy doesn't seem to be right there harassing you, the rain starts, right? And the rain is like, you didn't even expect that could, because it was a sunny day, right? But you didn't even suspect that could be part of the reality that comes up and gets you. Jordan Peterson talks a lot about this kind of stuff. About when chaos comes out and just kind of like fucks you up, dude. Sometimes, and I wonder if a lot of people have this, like if I look at like sponge paint, especially, because it's like kind of a flat linear surface, and it's kind of maybe like clouds too are another one. But sometimes just like this, my facial tracking systems in my brain will click on, sometimes to such point where, like, see here, look, see the little fire golem with his mouth? Shit, it's hard to point. Right there, and then his eyes above it. Like, you probably can't. You're probably like, what is she talking about? But it's an exercise in imagination. Like, this one is like, kind of looks like a toad. Like, it's cut like a toad. Or like a cat, kind of. You see it? A little cat face? Yeah, you see the little kitty cat face. It's like looking at you. Like the two white parts of the eyes. Then right below that's kind of like more of a human nose, I guess. And then the whole thing is like the body. It's like coming out like Mount Rushmore. But then this one is like a frog, but it's like... And my brain does this constantly. And I can't turn it off sometimes. And I don't really know why that it does that. It doesn't ever really cause me disruption. I kind of like it. You know, I assume a lot of people, whoa, this cool bug that I can't film because it's on the front of my screen just landed. Very interesting bug. I don't see anything in here yet. So, okay, so here's like a... never mind. I don't see it anymore. Sometimes that happens. So like this is like eye, nose, mouth. Oh, hello, I'm the Grinch talking to you. Ha ha ha, I'm the Grinch. It's me. Ha ha ha. See? Little nostrils, mouth, eyes. So I see faces in a lot of different things. And, you know, I've always been that way. And I do this with ease, you know. It's like, it's harder for me not to see it. And they actually, as a kid, would punish me for it. They just got mad when I try to, like, explain to them. They're like, okay, we don't want to hear about this. We don't see it. And then they, like, acted like that was, like, a problem that I was saying it. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll pretend I don't see it then. Fucking scumbags. And it was, like, every adult that I tried to tell. So finally, I just was like, well, I'm just never going to tell the truth to any adult about anything. If they don't want to hear my truth, I'll just tell them a bunch of lies. See what sticks. Lying has always ever been easier for me. Do you see the pig's nose and the pig's cheek behind it? It doesn't really have eyes. There's like two little teeny little eyes. I guess those could be like ears above it. See what I mean? Oink, 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 oink. Here, let me stop looking at my screen. Let me just look down and then I'll film what I see. Wow. I don't think I've ever been here. Looks stable enough. Came here to look for a bathroom. Instead, I found, well, I mean, I don't know about instead. I probably did, but wow, spooky. I'm definitely not going down there. My phone is at 15% battery. That sucks, dude. What these things are for? My guess is that something used to sit like thunk and thunk, maybe like wood or something. I'm guessing, and then maybe it used to go up to here. Maybe there was more metal here. But then there's another thing over here. I don't know what that's all about. This is crazy, like a whole tree, you know? Like a whole entire tree. And, oh, you know what? There's a guardrail over there. I wonder if that, nah, doesn't make any sense if it would be part of a guardrail. I think it's part of like the top part of this. I don't really know, but it'd be interesting to see what was here before. Like, I'm not really like an archaeologist, but it also is gonna work to get me out of here. See, look at that. And onward we go. We're today in St. Agnes, actually. It's kind of a rare bonus episode. The only thing that makes it a bonus is that it's not Albany's Rural Cemetery. So you actually get a twofer today. A twofer. Can you believe that? 2 for 1. Twofer. What a terrible word. So yeah, this is St. Agnes, and this is also in Menands, New York, and it is adjacent, abutting to the property line, the fence line of Albany's Rural Cemetery. I wish I had my sweater. You know, it's a fall day. I can't even pretend like it's summer anymore. I'm trying to. I'm trying to pretend it's summer today, but it's not. It's fall. And beautiful. Very beautiful. Look at the squirrel. He's like, ah! 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 It's a stare down. Not to be confused with a hoedown. We're staring each other down. Alright, he gave up. Because he realized I was maybe taking aim at him. Like, bop, 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 bop. Catch you lacking. It's another stare down, but this time it's a groundhog. I'm sorry it like flashes like that. I know it's annoying. I don't really know why it does that. Maybe it clicks in. Oh. Oh, I figured out why it does that. Oh, it like clicks in. It like clicks. It's good to know. Gotta learn your digital technologies. It occurs to me that FL Studios is gonna have a real problem with my Bluetooth because there's gonna be a delay when I try to use like real input, like boom, boom, boom will be like boom, boom. You know what I mean? There'll be like a delay. And there's not really anything you can really do to compensate for that, I don't think. Bluetooth kind of always has like a bit of a delay. And like it can be in the order of like millisecond delays, but yours is definitely perceptible to millisecond disruptions or offbeat beats. Like when you want something to happen like instantly, you want it to happen at like milliseconds. And if it lags for milliseconds, then you're like, oh. And it's so I have a feeling that's gonna happen, but I'm excited. My friend's gonna give me some DJ equipment. I'm gonna probably give it to my partner because I'm mentally ill and can't fuck with it right now in this part of my life. I have enough going on, but I think they'll really enjoy it. And you know, but I also do want to play around with it for myself, so maybe we'll split it up if we can somehow, or whatever we'll do. But you know, I'm not a selfish person, but I do want to fuck around with it. I really do. And I'm gonna give it a pretty good shot to figure out if DJing is even something that like I'm capable of, let alone interested in, because like I don't really have a draw to it. Like I want to perform, but I don't know if I want to perform in a way that's like dance, 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 drop the bass. Like I want to be screaming my fucking head off. I want to be dancing around the stage like la 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 with a microphone. Like it's a different type of performative action. So I kind of want to be Sarah, parentheses, Faye, Faye/Zero, and the little Shinigami. That'll be the title of our stupid little cat girl band. Although it won't be a cat. Is it a cat girl band if one of the members is not a girl? Oh. Cat person just doesn't sound right. Nyan. Nyan people? No. When you thought that the horror had stopped, he returns, louder than ever, closer than before, cornering you exactly where your car is, coming right at you with a cigarette in his mouth. Dun 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 dun. Worst thing ever. I gave him a peace sign, you couldn't see it because it's so damn bright. At least we avoided the current Holocaust thing going on of you know, all of it, all the wildflowers. They genocide them all. I probably will get canceled for comparing mowing to the Holocaust, but I don't really care. Industrial mowing, bug holocaust. It's really, really nice out today. That cloud is amazing. So is this cloud. This whole area is amazing. What a great day. It hasn't been very long, but I'm hungry and it's time to get going. Thanks for joining. Short episode of Rainbows and Razor Blades. Today we saw a white snake root. That may have been it. And some milkweed. We'll be back again soon. Bye.